Mic on. Good evening, everyone. Happy Christmas to you. I didn't get any earpods for Christmas, so maybe I'll sort that out if the mic works better. And I get to spend some of my Christmas money. Happy. I hope you all had a lovely Christmas at home with whatever you did with your families and your friends and your loved ones. I equally hope you had a good Boxing Day. Not sure the people who appeared here today had that enjoyable a Boxing Day. But there we go. Norwich have been smashed by Arsenal 5-0. This isn't going to be a very long video verdict because A, it's Boxing Day, and after that, what are you even doing watching this? B, I've got a piece to file really quickly. And see what there are infinitely better things we could probably all do at this point. I mean, yeah, 5 goals. Norwich were 2-0 down at half time. Conceded another 3 in the second half. There was a penalty for Lacazette, which was no real complaints, conceded by Ozan Kabak. Emil Smith-Rowe scored the final goal just in added time. The first goal came within the first 10 minutes, although I can't remember exactly what minute it was now, from Bukayo Saka and Saka even, and Bukayo Saka even. Which, in fairness, Dean Smith couldn't actually bring himself to say Andrew Omobamidele in his post-match press conference. He couldn't face the prospect of saying the name. So I guess maybe we all feel a bit like that at the moment. If I'm not going to go into massive details about all the goals because you can watch them all back on your highlights. Safe to say the defending on all of them is shocking. But the fact that Norwich were sliced open so often and so easily by Arsenal sort of playing in third gear is one thing. But then what Norwich did with the ball was probably arguably worse. There was a lot of long balls. They looked incapable of creating a chance, never mind a goal. And I have to say that, I've seen a lot of really bad Premier League performances. I'm going to do well to think of a worse one, especially here, especially at this point in the season. And, you can talk about injuries and COVID-19 and the mitigations that you want out of that. But everyone's having to deal with that at the moment. Maybe they're all putting that through, but Norwich have got all this on the back of a the body of work that they've done up till this point as well. So there's lots of things going on there that they're having to deal with, and at the moment they look incapable. No one's going to be coming back anytime soon to rectify this. Nothing's going to happen in January really to rectify this. So yeah. Going to be a long rest of the season at this rate. And I don't really know what to say in terms of individual performances. Tim Krul confirmed on Christmas Day that he tested positive for COVID, so it was no him today. It was Angus Gunn in goal. Angus did okay, but I don't know. It doesn't look like the same Angus Gunn that we saw on loan here a couple of seasons ago, 3 or 4 seasons ago it was now, wasn't it? And there were signs of that against Liverpool, I thought, in the Cup when he played in that game. So he looks like someone who needs a bit of work. It's hard for him because you look at the defending in front of him and there wasn't much protection for him either. And if you're giving Saka a free shot from the 2 positions, he had his shots, then that becomes very difficult at that point. And then, as I said, Kabak, was a bit loose for the penalty, and he got an absolute rollicking from Kenny McLean for giving away the ball for the first goal, which was, as I said, it was definitely early on. I can't remember exactly which minute, but that clearly hampered Norwich incredibly. And we were all rocking up. Well, I don't know, maybe it was just me, but I have to say I was rocking up here knowing that everyone was kind of fearing the worst. Arsenal have been in pretty good form, actually, compared to all the teams having to deal with COVID. It felt really inevitable today, and that's bad on everyone's part. There was, if you want a chicken and egg discussion over the atmosphere, then no one did anything today anywhere, and so nothing. It was just flat, completely flat. And sadly, when you wrap in the fact that Norwich are feeling like they're having to do this against a quality deficiency as well, which seems to be becoming apparent, then if you then also don't have the fight and the atmosphere to make life difficult, then you are really short. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say, to be honest. They look a broken team, and they need to give some sort of reaction against Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park in 48 hours time, which I cannot wait for. It's going to be the same group. There's going to be no rapid returns, and you do kind of wonder where they go from here, really. Other than a sorry end to the year, it's 4 successive defeats. They're stuck on 10 points. They're stuck on 8 goals. It's another game where they haven't scored. And also, I mean, they haven't scored against 11 men since Dean Smith's first game in charge. So, and if we're honest, they're getting worse. Now, I could sit here and say there are illnesses and there are still people out with COVID, and it has been an incredibly unsettling time, and there are injuries to really key players. And maybe they're all facts. Maybe that's why they look like that. But I don't, it can't always just be that excuse. You can't, if Norwich are only going to ever rely on everything going incredibly well for them over an entire season to stay up, then you will never get that season. So you have to call it as it is. And I'm afraid all over the pitch, that just was not good enough. Arsenal were good and were in form, and they were, was probably the worst side you'd want to play on a difficult weekend, because they do seem to have everything together, and they are beating teams who are much more coherent than Norwich. But there's not much more you can say on that, really, is there, other than that? So yeah, I'm going to call it quits. Hope you're all well and had a lovely Boxing Day. If you want to tell me the best thing that happened to you on Boxing Day in the comments, that would be great. I'd much rather read that than why Brandon Williams is struggling on the left side, or why Todd Cantwell was an unused substitute today, or why Billy Gilmore, when he's passing the ball short like this, it looks like it's almost a hot potato rather than actually being constructive play. Gosh, that was really bad with the ball today. I mean, it will probably get overlooked, but the number of long balls and then getting into the final third and not really knowing what to do with it was torturous. Torturous, to be honest. Is that a word? Anyway, I will see you before the year is out. If you're watching this, fair play. Go enjoy the rest of your Boxing Day. Thank you as always for your time and attention. And I will see you at Selhurst Park, all being well, on Tuesday afternoon. Until then, I will remove the score to save your eyes. I'm sure there's lots of stuff I haven't recalled, but let's all get back to our normal lives and enjoy the rest of our Christmases. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all very soon. In the meantime, thanks for your time. All the best.